Facebook as well. I hope you're comfortable having your supper because it's all about just being there and enjoying what we have for you. Today, I have a great man, a business coach himself as well, from your biz coach, your trusted business coach. Let's see if we can truly trust him. So Simba, I've invited you today just to talk to us, to talk to us about the importance of having a business plan, when to have a business plan, why to have a business plan. A lot of times people just go into business because they are led by passion, they're led by the lack of money, they are led by so many things, but they don't do the proper plans for their businesses. So I'd like to just hear from you what your take is about business plans. When should we have one? Should we just have one from when we started, or should we have one throughout? Do we keep on changing? Do we keep on adding something to it? Or we have one when we realize that we're about to go through some growth. When and how, why should we have business plans in our businesses? Welcome.
Thank you, Patience. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to come on your platform to share one or two ideas, just to help someone, to bring up someone, to educate someone about businesses, how to run an enduring business. And in this case, we'll be talking about business plans. Business plans. Well, any entrepreneur or any business person who's already running a business, they have a business plan, but it's only that the business plan could be in the head and not on paper. But as long as you are running a business, you already have a business plan. Otherwise, you cannot be running that business. You are running a business. But because you're already doing it, you have a plan of action, but in your head and not on paper. But here's the interesting thing. If a business plan is not documented and it's not written down and it's not on paper, your chances of being successful are very limited. You increase the chances of being successful as an entrepreneur if you have a well-written, crafted, documented business plan. But maybe before we start to talk about business plans, let's just define what a business does. I would like to believe some of the guys on Facebook, YouTube, whoever is going to listen to this presentation, our discussion, they want to start a business. So what is a business? To start off, a business is an entity that simply solves a problem. So businesses exist to solve problems. The moment you're solving problems, you are in business. Now that you know the problem you want to solve, here comes the business plan. What is a business plan? This is now a documented, well-crafted, a written plan of action. The why you are in business, the what you're going to do in business, and the how you are going to do it. That's a business plan. In other words, what does the business plan do? The business plan simply spells out how you are going to solve that problem that your business is trying to solve.
Oh my, I love that. For as long as you're in business, you already have a business plan, whether it's in your head or it's in paper. Now let's talk about having a business plan in paper. For this platform is mainly for people who are starting up or who want to just scale up their business.
Right.
And others may feel that, you know what, I've been doing this for so long, but I want to be able to understand the key components of a successful business plan? You know, you can have everything laid out there, but what are the key things that are critical for one to have within that business plan?
Right. Awesome. Now that someone is in business, let's start. Okay. If someone is already in business, most likely they had a zillion ideas in their head that they were pondering. Should I do this? Should I provide this service? Or should I go into products? There are so many ideas that went through their head. And they have to narrow down the funnel and end up with one or two business ideas that they can dwell on. So a business plan will help you decide which business to actually zero on. And once you're going in the process of writing that business plan, you can begin to tell, oh, this business idea is not meant for me. This I cannot do. Why? Because you're failing to write the business plan. Now, a business plan starts with an executive summary. An executive summary, it simply summarizes what the business is going to do. In other words, this is more like an overview of the business itself. Let's break the word overview into two. Over and view, we break in between. Now we have view. What is a view? What are you seeing as an entrepreneur? What are you seeing as the owner of that business? Because the business plan should be written by the visionary of that business. It is your business. It is your idea. You should be the one owning that idea. So what are you seeing? How far are you seeing? How much of success are you seeing? What forecast are you seeing? How are you going to do it? Why are you doing it? That's the view. That's the view, what the entrepreneur is saying. But this view is not independent of the entrepreneur or the business owner. So the view is built over the entrepreneur. Now the entrepreneur, this is the owner of the business plan, right? The purpose, why? An entrepreneur should be passionate about their business plan. You cannot separate the business itself and the entrepreneur. There should be a fine line where they collide, right? So in other words, the overview, the executive summary, it compresses the purpose, the why that entrepreneur is going into business, right? The what they're actually going to do. Are you going to be providing a service or are you going to be providing a product? What type of business are you going to engage in? And the how are you going to deliver your service? How are you going to provide the solution to the marketplace? How are you going to deliver the solution to the marketplace? All this is detailed in the executive summary. And also, it's very important for us to remember the reason why the business plan is being written. Number one, if you are writing a business plan, it's good for you, the prospective owner of the business or the current owner of the business. Why? Because it will give you direction, it will give you clarity of thought, it will give you an excellent roadmap of where the business is going to. Confusion is eliminated. You know for sure what you're doing and how to get there. So that's the importance of the executive summary. And maybe you're already running a business, you want to scale your business, right? You want to bring in new management, you want to bring in maybe equity partners, or you want funding for your business, right? All this has to be determined by a business plan. in that executive summary, say if potential funder reads your business plan, the moment they are looking at the executive summary, they're going to make a decision there and then whether to proceed or not. So the executive summary should be precise, should spell out exactly what you're doing, and there should be a fire in it. There should be a spark in it. Your emotions should be there, tabled with your action plan, how you are going to hit your goals. So that's the executive summary of a business plan. Very important because it determines the outlook of the idea and the perception that potential stakeholders are going to view you as the owner of that business.
Mm. So I should be able to have a view over what my potential business is going to do for me, how I'll do it, and why I actually want to do it. Wow, I never saw it that way. I'm gonna steal that.
100%, very important for that view to be there. But built, but very important, the view is built on the entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So the entrepreneur should not be separate from that view.
Yeah.
It's like it's like the yolk of an egg and the white of the egg, the egg and the yolk, which is which. You cannot
that
really separate the two.
Yeah.
Exactly. They have to work hand in hand.
Mm.
Someone should feel you when they're reading a business plan that for sure this business owner knows what they're talking about.
So to those who are watching us on Facebook or those who've joined in on Zoom, feel free to just pop in your questions onto the chat. But I have another question for you, Simba. What are the most common mistakes entrepreneurs make in their business plans? I mean, we do make a lot of mistakes, obviously, throughout the cycle of the business. But what are the most common mistakes that we make as entrepreneurs when we're creating our business plans?
The first thing, the most common mistake is not actually writing down the business plan, keeping it in your head. Yeah, you know what needs to be done, fair enough. But as business grows, you start to have employees, you start to have interested stakeholders who are not in your head.
Yeah.
They need to understand where the vision is heading towards. So this thing should be put on paper. Yeah. And the other thing is, as business owners, sometimes people become greedy. They want everything of nothing and they end up with absolutely nothing.
Oh no, yeah, so true.
Yeah. So what does a business plan do? It helps you narrow down on what you want to do. It zeroes your perception of where you are going to. So number two problem, entrepreneurs tend to be a bit greedy. They want everything. I want to grow so big, so fast. I want to be a millionaire overnight without a step-by-step approach.
Oh no.
Without breaking down the journey. And here's where the business plan comes in. It helps you to break down your journey, to have a step-by-step approach that you can follow. And as a business is evolving, businesses evolve. Because if a business is solving a problem is not static. Problems can change. Hence, the business should also evolve. As the problem is evolving, the business should adapt. How does the business adapt? It adapts through that business plan. So it's not a static document, but it's a document that has to evolve, that has to change with the times. It has to move with the times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the third thing that entrepreneurs, the mistakes that they do, entrepreneurs do not seek help. Yep. You need to find someone who can help you so you can write a good business plan that makes sense. simply put,
Mm.
and that you can follow and that can hold you accountable. Because a business plan holds the entrepreneur accountable.
Mm.
It has goals in it, targets that you have to hit, time frames as well.
Mm.
And all these, they will help you stay on the course. They will help you stay on the roadmap.
Mm. Yeah. Now, talking about money, Simba, how detailed should the financial projections be in a business plan? You know, I'm of this idea, not that I'm really addressing Africans only, but as Africans, we have this rather annoying humility in us. So I was being coached by someone, and while I was doing my business plan, they said, write down how much you want. And I really got stuck. I got stuck. They said, yes, Patience, you want to have achieved all of these things, but now talk about the monetary side. How much do you want to have made within a certain time? And up to now, I haven't been able to go back to my mentor and say, this is what I want to make after all this that I've made. So how detailed should the financial projections be in a business plan?
I think it depends. It depends with where the business is at. For example, if it's a new startup,
Mm-hmm.
obviously there are no numbers there. Someone wants to go into business, they haven't yet sold any products, or they haven't had any revenue from the services that they intend to offer. So they cannot have projected cash flows per se, because they're still new in the business. But they should have some targets, some projected targets that they intend to hit with different time frames. Why? Because the moment you put down a target, an amount on paper, it's a draw card. It's an inspiration. If it's something that you can wake up and look towards, it will draw you in, it will draw your willpower to chase that goal. But for established businesses, 100%, they should have projected cash flows. They should understand what a cash flow is. They should have an income statement. They should be working towards having a balance sheet. And they should be having a look at these things on an ongoing basis. And depending on the life cycle of the business, where the business is at, this will determine, obviously, how much funds the business needs. Is the business an early entry into the market space? Say a business is into products. Are they increasing their market share? Do they have the money to go on aggressive marketing campaigns? Maybe the answer is no. If you're working on that business plan, you can already see there's a gap here. The next question is, where do we get the money from? You start to think outside the box. You start to plan ahead, because the market share is increasing. This is all reflected in the what? In the business plan. And then you adjust as your business grows to the needs of the business and to where the business is going to in terms of progression. So financials are very important. You don't write them down, you can't hit the targets.
You've given me a lot of homework there, because I was thinking I can just, go and think about how much I value myself and just submit that, look, I want to have made $1 million out of this, without even thinking of how it is going to come, where it's going to come from, and why it should come my way. That is very insightful. I have a question here from Facebook.
And I think, look, it becomes easier. It becomes easier to make that $1 million if it's written down. Because the moment you write that goal in your business plan, that target, you put it down. The next question is, how can I get to that $1 million?
Yeah.
You start to break it down. Okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. But hey, can I do everything? I need to do a bit of a SWOT analysis as a business owner. I need to know my strengths. I need to know my weaknesses, the opportunities and threats out there. I'll concentrate on my strengths, but my weaknesses, I need help. I need to build a team that comes and complements me, right? And as the team is growing, we are getting closer and moving step by step towards that goal. But if it's not written down, it's hard to break it down. It's hard to come up with that step-by-step approach, which is what a business plan is all about. It's a step-by-step approach of hitting your goals and your targets. Yeah.
So good. I have a question here from Facebook. It says, how often do I refer back to the business plan as a startup business?
How often do you want to be successful?
Too often, every day.
Want to be successful every day. So which means you need to be referring to a business plan on a regular basis. You need to check the progress of your business and you compare with what you've written down. Remember, a business plan has to have a time sequence. You've got to give it time. You've got to review it regularly. A business plan is not a document that you simply write down and then you shelf it, you put it away, and come next Christmas, that's when you have a look at it when you're about to start the new year. But it's a progressive document that you work with on a day-by-day basis. So in other words, you should not write a whole novel of a business plan because it becomes hard to refer back to it. But it should be a precise document, a small document that you can easily refer to. So as your market needs are changing, so should your business plan. Things are changing in the marketplace. New competition is coming into the marketplace. Government regulation is coming in. New rules are coming in. You have to go back to your business plan. How did we plan for that? What did we document regarding that? How do we tweak it? How do we change it? And then you do accordingly so that you stay relevant in that marketplace.
Beautiful. Now, one final question. I'm just looking at our time. What is the role of market research in a business plan? We hear a lot about, I want to market this, I want to do this, I want to market myself. What is the role of a market research in a business plan?
Look, very important, but let me also say this. It depends with the type of business you are in. For example, I'm a business coach because I'm passionate about businesses, because I run businesses myself as well, right? I'm doing this because I'm passionate about it. I don't really mind who else is out there. I don't really mind the competition out there. Why? Because it's coming out of a passion with me. But if you're running other businesses, say you're selling products in the marketplace, 100%, you need to do market research. You need to know who are the big players, who controls the market share. What are the market trends? Am I going in as an early bidder? Or that niche I'm going into, the established players is going to be hard for me to enter. The barriers to entry are high. You need to research that. Maybe we end up needing so much money to invest just to enter into that market because of the barriers that are there. So market research is very important. It tells you whether it's worthwhile or not before you go into that business line. So you have to do market research, 100%. You have to.
Oh my goodness. So it's a must at all times. You must be able to know who
Yeah.
you are selling to, and you need to be specific, right? I've heard people saying, you know, you can just do a general market research, but it's very important for you to be specific as to who you want to serve or who you want to solve that problem when you're doing
Remember, you've got a limited budget as well. As a small, medium-sized entrepreneur, so you can't offer everything. You need to be wise. You need to understand your niche. Zero in on a niche, start small, and grow big.
I know I had said I have a final question, but I have another question that just came in. So the question is, what do you do? How can you get a business plan from someone when you know that you are taking someone else's idea? Interesting. So I'm assuming this person heard someone saying, "Oh, I'm doing this business," and you know they saw someone booming and making it and doing it real, and now they're thinking, how can they go and ask for that business plan so they can be able to do the same thing as well?
You know, sometimes you may be pleasantly surprised
Mm,
if you go out there and ask for help.
mm,
As much as you can be in the same